Hello, gorgeous girls and beautiful boys, men and women. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And happy Easter. Today is Easter Sunday. So happy Easter. I'm actually very excited. And yes, I know it's the last time I posted was 2 weeks ago, and I think I mentioned it in that video that for now it's going to be bi-weekly until I'm able to like get some things out of the way. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Timini Kolayo and I am a product manager. So what do I do on this channel? I help entry level product managers in Nigeria build the skills and confidence to succeed in their PM career. So that is actually what I do on this channel. So today we are tackling something that stops so many aspiring product managers in their track. So they be like, oh, my product idea already exists. Should I still build it? Sometimes you get that thing that, oh, we say it a lot that there is actually no new product. That product that you think it's new, that you think is new, somebody else has built something similar to it. So whatever you want to do might just be like probably a touch on it, but it doesn't mean that that idea is new. Do you get? So I get asked a lot of times like, oh, my product idea already exists. Should I still build it? So maybe you are working on a delivery app and someone says that's just like Glovo, or you are building a payment solution and they go, isn't that what Paystack does? Or you have an idea for a learning platform and everyone tells you, oh, Udemy already exists, right? Here is what I'm going to tell you today. Your product idea already existing is not a deal breaker. In fact, it might just be the best validation you could ask for. So don't be discouraged just because you feel like your product idea already exists. So let's just go into why competition is actually a good thing, how to differentiate when your idea already exists, and what to do next. So the first part is why competition is actually good news. Why competition is, some people hear competition and they are like, competition, hey, fire for fire, we aura for aura, they want to start doing that's those means it. So they be like competition is, they see competition as a very bad thing. They go all out in a very negative way. Do you get me? But so let me flip your perspective. If your product idea already exists, that means someone else validated the market for you. Good news, Abby. What else do you want? So they've already proven that there is demand for the solution, educated customers that this problem is worth solving, spent money figuring out what works and what doesn't, and created a playbook you can learn from. So you should be happy. You should not go and start doing fire for fire because you have a competitor or something. So think about it. When Jumia launched in Nigeria, e-commerce was not new globally. Amazon had been around for years, but Jumia understood the Nigerian market differently. They built for cash on delivery because they knew that trust was an issue. In fact, I think when I was using Jumia, every order I placed during that period was always cash on delivery. And I also like the fact that you can always return things when you are not satisfied with the product. So they focused on Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt first instead of trying to be everywhere. So you need to understand that, right? So when Flutterwave launched, Paystack already existed. When Kuda launched, traditional banks and other fintechs already existed. When Cowrywise launched, PiggyVest already existed. So that did not stop them, or did it? No. Did that stop them? No. So that shouldn't be like the deal breaker for you because they understood something critical. Competition validates demand. Competition validates demand. So lack of competition often means lack of market. If there is nobody doing that thing in the market, you might feel like, I'm the first person that will do this. It's good, but I feel like an iota of it will already be in the market. So it's not like it's a soft, I mean, a clean or blank layer. There is always like just a minute point or side of your business already in the market, right? So if no one has built your idea, ask yourself, is it because you're a genius who saw something no one else did, or is it because there is no real market for it? So sometimes the answer is genius, most times it's the latter. It is actually the latter. So if your idea already exists, congratulations to you. You've just confirmed that the problem is worth solving. Now the question becomes, how do you build it better, differently, or for a different audience? So second part is the four ways to differentiate. How do you now differentiate? We know that there is a competition out there. How do you now go into the market with your idea? So competition is good. I will always say this, competition is good, but how do you actually stand out? Here are four ways to differentiate when your product idea already exists. The first one is target a different customer segment. targets a different customer segment. The existing solution might serve enterprise customers, but what about SMEs or individuals or students? For example, there is actually something going on in Nigeria presently about the tax, e-invoicing, da da da. Now, the focus currently is on organizations that are big, large organizations. But what we've been thinking about is, what about organizations that don't even have ERP systems? How are they going to be fiscalizing their invoices at this stage? When, okay, for example, if the government should say, okay, even you that your revenue at the end of the month or your profit at the end of the month is like maybe 500,000, you need to also fiscalize your invoice. How are those people? They don't even know what, not like they don't know, but they don't have the ERP system. Probably some of them they do manual, and that is some of the solution that we have been thinking about. In fact, it is actually live. My organization actually has a product for both those using the ERP system and people that have like small medium enterprise that don't use ERP system. So yes, this is actually a big shout out to my organization. If you are thinking of doing your e-invoicing, you can reach out to me. I'll send my organization to you. So yes, or individuals or students. So example, Zoom wasn't the first video conferencing tool. Skype, WebEx, and GoToMeeting already existed. But Zoom focused on making video conferencing ridiculously easy for everyone, not just IT teams in large organizations. One click join, no downloads required, free tier that actually worked. That was what Zoom focused on. Now, Nigerian example, MoneyPoint from formerly Kudi entered the market where POS systems and agent banking already existed, but they focused on small business owners and agents in underserved areas. They made the hardware more affordable and the onboarding faster. So, you know, when they say we are banking the unbanked, MoneyPoint, OPay, these are the people that actually went. They were focused on it, like, okay, you know what, we are banking the unbanked. They had like the perfect solution. So your tax is, you should look at who the existing products serve. Is there an underserved segment? Students instead of professionals, freelancers instead of agencies, rural areas instead of Lagos, because everybody is now building products for the Lagos community. And we keep forgetting about people in probably Ekiti State, Ondo State, and all of those states, right? Everybody is just for Lagos, for Lagos, for Lagos. So now the second thing you need to do is solve the problem better. Execution wins. Sometimes the idea exists, but the execution is terrible. The product is slow, buggy, complicated, or just frustrating to use. Example, Google wasn't the first search engine. Yahoo, Alta Vista, and others came before Google. But Google made search better, faster results, cleaner interface, and more relevant answers. And in fact, now I know that on Apple you have like, is it Safari? But how many of us actually use Safari as our default browser? We use either Chrome. Some of you still use Opera Mini, right? I went home yesterday or 2 days ago and I saw Opera Mini on my dad's phone. I was like, oh, really? Opera Mini? So yes, Nigeria example is Opay entered the ride hailing market when Uber and Bolt already existed, but they differentiated on price, driver incentives, and integrating multiple services. So we have the ride hailing, the payments, the food delivery into just one application. That was what they do. Now, your task here is use the existing product. What is frustrating? What takes too long? What features do users complain about? So you need to build a better version of that product. Now, the third thing is you need to niche down. You have to be specific, right? Instead of trying to serve everyone, serve one group exceptionally well. So example is Notion was not the first productivity tool. We had Evernote, Google Docs, Trello, Asana. They already existed, but Notion combined note taking, databases, and project management into one flexible tool for a specific audience. So there is knowledge workers, there is startups and creators who wanted customization, and Notion was able to solve that for us. Now, the Nigerian example is, instead of building another e-learning platform, build the e-learning platform for Nigerian medical students preparing for USMLE exams, or the learning platform for Yoruba language learners, or the platform for Nigerian tech professionals learning cloud computing. Now, if you're going to build something for Yoruba learners, just sign me up. I'm going to take the class because my enemies, they've been insulting me that after so many years, my Yoruba has not gotten better. So if you have anything for Yoruba, I know there are some things online, but sometimes you people don't put those on it, and I can even teach you better. Say, me that my Yoruba is not that good. But that is not what we are talking about today. So your task here will be, take your broad idea and make it insanely specific. So who is the one group of people you will serve better than anyone else? That is what you should focus on. Now, the fourth thing for you to do is change the business model. Do not do copy and paste. That is one thing I've realized, that so many organizations they just do copy and change the business model, right? Maybe the solution exists, but it's too expensive, or it requires a subscription when people won't pay as you go, or it's targeted at companies when individuals need it too. So, example is Canva was not the first design tool. Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator had been around for decades, but Canva changed the model. Freemium instead of expensive license, browser based instead of desktop software, template instead of starting from scratch. You see that template instead of starting from scratch. That was it. Like I was taken. I was collected. That was just it. So Nigerian example is that there is fair money and other digital lenders, and they entered a market where banks already offered loans, but they changed the model. Instead of approval, okay, I think instant approval. So they had like this instant approval, instead of 2 week waiting period. You know, when you go to the bank, you drop all your collateral and all of that, and they will tell you that, oh, we'll be thinking about it. So you start going home to go and pray that they will grant you the loan, right? Instead of so you waiting 2 weeks for approval, you could get it in like minutes, right? So there is no collateral required, even though they will collect every of your details, like your bank verification number, your your NIN, everything in your life, they will collect it. Those are collaterals, really. But I mean, most times you'll be like, oh, bank will tell you that you should go and bring your father's property, your mother's daddy's properties, and all of that. So mobile first instead of branch visits. You don't need to go to any branch. You can do it from the comfort of your house if you have mobile data, right? So your task now would be, how can you make the existing solution more accessible, cheaper, faster, available to people who currently can't access it? So those are the things that you need to think about. Now, the third part of this is how to research your competition. Some of you are scared to research your competition. Are we competitors? Why? Why? So you need to, if your idea already exists, your next step is not to give up, it's to research. Here is how to study your competition like a product manager. So the first thing is sign up and use the products. Me, I have used several products in this my life. In fact, I can use it after a few minutes, I will delete my account. I don't care. I'll use it. I need to get some things. I need data. I need to get some things from you. So yes, sign up and use the product. Don't just read about it. Actually use it. Go through the onboarding flow. Try to complete key tasks and notice where you get confused or frustrated. The second thing is read user reviews. Go to the App Store, Google Play, Trustpilot, Twitter, Reddit. What are users complaining about? What do they wish the product had? Those complaints are your opportunities. You're a gold digger. That should be your goal that you are digging, right? Now, the third thing is identify what they are not doing. What customer segments are they ignoring? What features are missing? What market haven't they entered? What have they not tapped into? That's where you need to clock it, right? That's what we say clock it. So you have to go and clock it there, right? The fourth one is talk to their users or target users. So ask people who use the existing product, what do you love? What frustrates you? If you could change one thing, what would you be? Go and do this thing. You become a competitor, become an active competitor. Aluta continua Victoria Lata. Go and do it in the market. So the fifth one is map out their positioning. How did they describe themselves? What do they say they are for? What problem do they claim to solve? Then ask, is there a different way to position it? And the next thing is, don't copy. I'm always saying this thing, don't copy. Be original, be authentic. Don't copy. All you need to do is just learn. Your goal is not to build a clone. You don't have to be like that person that you just now. The only thing that you now do is to, some of you don't even change colors live and direct. You just be putting it like that the same way. So it's to understand the market so you can build something different, something better, or more specific. That is it. The fourth one I want to talk about is when you should actually pivot, right? So real talk here is that sometimes the idea already exists and the existing solution is really, really good. So when you should pivot to a different idea instead of competing, let's look at it. So here are some red flags, right? The red flag number one is the market leader has solved the problem exceptionally well, and users are happy. Just go and rest. There are better ideas. There are more ideas to come. So if you use the product and it's amazing, the reviews are glowing like my forehead, and there is no obvious gap, you are going to have a hard time. Oh. So example, competing with Google search on general web search is nearly impossible. They've nailed it. I've seen tweets. I saw tweets some weeks ago, and I've been seeing that people have been saying, how were they able to do this? Build your own now. Build your own. Actually, they've nailed it. Now, the second red flag is the existing solution is free and funded by a massive company. And you, is your daddy that wants to fund you? Competing with Google Maps, Gmail, or WhatsApp is tough because they are free and backed by billions in funding. So unless you have a very specific niche, it's an uphill battle. Just go and rest. Go and use your body to eat. Don't worry. Now the third red flag is you can't identify a clear differentiator. If you can't answer why would someone switch to my product with a compelling reason, you need to rethink your approach. Really. Now the fourth one is the existing solution has strong network effect. Products like Facebook, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp get stronger as more people use them. So breaking into a market with a strong network effect requires a 10 times better experience for a specific group, not just slightly better. You have to be well, you have to do more than them. So when to pivot, if you see these red flags and you can't find a clear niche, target audience, or differentiator, consider pivoting really. But don't pivot just because competition exists. Pivot when you can find a compelling reason for users to choose you. So that is it. And your action plan is, let's just say, okay, if I want to make this practical, here's exactly what to do when your product idea already exists. So the first one is don't panic. Competition is equal to validation. So remind yourself that existing competition means there is a real problem and a real market. So that's actually a good thing. And the second thing is use the existing product intensively. Sign up, go through onboarding, try to complete 5 key tasks, take notes on what works, what doesn't, and where you get frustrated. Then the third thing is research users, read reviews, join communities where users hang out, ask questions, find out what's missing, and identify your differentiator. So you choose one of the 4 ways to differentiate: different customer segments, better execution, need focus, or different business model, and build your MVP with the differentiator front and center. Don't try to build everything the competition has. Build the one thing that makes you different and make it exceptional, and test with real users as soon as possible. Get your MVP in front of 10 to 20 people in your target audience. Do they prefer your solution? If yes, why? If no, why not? So, and also iterate based on feedback, refine your differentiator, double down on what's working, cut what is not working. And remember, you don't need to beat the competition on every feature. You need to win on the one thing that matters most to your audience. So that is just it. Now, let me give you some quick Nigeria examples of product that succeeded even though the idea already existed. So we have PiggyVest. They entered when savings app existed. So differentiated by making automated savings fun and social. So we have the safe log, we have the challenges, and we also have the community on PiggyVest. Now for Paystack, entered when Flutter Wave and others existed, differentiated on developer experience and ease of integration. We have Kuda. They entered when traditional banks and digital banks existed, and differentiated on zero fees and instant everything. Now we have for Cowrywise, entered when PiggyVest existed, and differentiated on investment options, not just savings and financial education also. So all of these products entered markets where solutions already existed. They did not give up. They found their angle and they executed. So that's just it. So here's the bottom line, right? Your product idea already existing is not a reason to quit. It's your cue to get strategic. So ask yourself, who is the existing solution not serving well? What is the existing solution not doing? How can I make this better, faster, cheaper, or more specific? And then you build. So if you're an entry level product manager or aspiring product manager watching this, here's my challenge: pick one product you use regularly, study it like a competitor, identify 3 things it does poorly. Now imagine how you would build it better. That's how you think like a product manager. So if this was helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more honest PM advice. Drop a comment and let me know, have you ever held back on an idea because it already existed? And what was it? Let me know. Yeah, we'll build it together. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.